Okay, so let's talk about exams. We usually think of them as just a straightforward test of what you've learned, right? But what if I told you it's more like a puzzle, a game that has a hidden code? Well, today we're going to crack that code, and we're using a real science exam paper to do it.
You know the feeling. You open the paper and bam, you're hit with this wall of text. It looks super intimidating, all this formal language and all these rules. But here's the secret. Buried right here in these instructions is a map to scoring higher, and we are about to find it together.
So here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we'll look at the big challenge. Then we'll decode that instruction manual. After that, we'll map out exactly where the points are hiding, take a quick tour of the different types of questions, and finally, put it all together into your ultimate strategic game plan.
Right, first things first, you've got to understand that doing well on this exam isn't just about knowing your science inside and out. It's a test of your strategy, your time management. It's about understanding the rules of the game itself. It's not just about what you know, it's about how you take the test.
Let's start with the big picture numbers, the stuff right on the cover. You've got 3 hours to get 80 marks, and there are 39 questions spread across 27 pages. If you do the math, that's about 4.5 minutes for each question. Just knowing that right from the get-go helps you manage your most precious resource, your time. And now we get to the part that almost everybody just skips right over, the general instructions page. Listen, this is not just boring filler text. This is your treasure map. Seriously, it tells you exactly how the exam is built and what the people marking it are actually looking for. And here it is. This might be the single biggest strategic advantage they give you. 15 whole minutes just for planning. This isn't for you to nervously stare at the first question. No way. This is your time to read that map and figure out your entire route through the paper.
So what does this map tell us? It reveals one simple, powerful number. 5. The entire exam, all 39 questions, is broken down into 5 different sections. And just knowing that, well, that's the key to everything.
Understanding these 5 sections is kind of like a gamer knowing the layout of a level before they even start playing. It helps you figure out where to spend your energy, where the really high-value targets are, and how to spread out your time to get the most points possible. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Take a look at how the marks are distributed. Section A has the most questions, but it's only worth 1/4 of the total marks. Now look over at sections C and D. Fewer questions, yeah, but combined, they're worth almost half of the entire exam. That's where the real points are hiding. Let me put it this way, because this is so important. Answering all those little questions in section A might feel productive, but it's like collecting a big pile of pebbles. The real treasure, the big, heavy diamonds that make up a massive 45% of your grade, is waiting for you in sections C and D. That is a huge strategic insight. All right, so knowing the sections is a big deal, but the instructions also give us a sneak peek at every single type of question we're going to face. So let's take a quick tour, shall we? First up is section A. Think of this as your warm-up. You've got 20 multiple choice questions, and they're each worth 1 mark. These are pretty much designed to be quick checks on facts and concepts you've learned. For example, here's the very first question from the paper. It's a classic multiple choice. It's just asking you to pick out which of these chemical reactions are a specific type. You find the right combination, you get the point. Simple as that. And this is amazing. It shows just how specific these instructions get. For a 2-mark question in section B, they want an answer between 30 and 50 words. But for a 5-mark beast in section D, they're expecting 80 to 120 words. They are literally telling you how much to write. You don't have to guess or write a whole essay, just follow the rules. And finally, we get to section E, the case-based questions. These are a little different. They'll give you a paragraph or maybe a diagram, and then ask you a few smaller questions about it. This is all about testing if you can apply what you know to a brand new situation. Okay, we've taken the entire exam paper apart, we've read the map, we've scouted all the targets. Now let's put all of this info together into a simple, powerful game plan that you can actually use. Here it is. Step 1, Use those first 15 minutes to become a master of the map. Step 2, find and prioritize the high-value sections, that's C and D. Step 3, obey the rules they give you, especially those word counts. And step 4, based on all that intel, plan your attack. Maybe you want to start with the big point sections while you're fresh. The choice is totally yours. You're in control.
So the next time you look at an exam paper, don't just see a test. See the puzzle. See the code that's waiting to be cracked. Because realizing that most challenges have a hidden structure and a set of rules, that's not just a good exam strategy. That's a great life strategy. The only question left is, what are you going to decide to decode next?